Yes, you create your own reality, but no, not in the way that you think that you do. You see, there are people who are too afraid to voice their own thoughts. People out there who are too afraid to acknowledge their own feelings because they believe that it's too negative, and by bringing it to the surface, they're going to create something negative. They look at their lives in much the same way that an abused child looks at their life. They go, oh, it's all my fault. This isn't because the child is wrong. This is a natural response. It's a trauma response to self-judgment and self-blame. So when you look at your life and you go, oh my God, it's not working, whatever the reasons are, my bank account is depleted, my partner's treating me poorly, whatever it is, when you look at your life and you see the pain and the angst and the difficulty and the struggle and the turmoil, you're led to believe it's because I'm bad. I did something wrong. I'm a bad creator, or I was too negative and now I've drawn all of this into my life. You're going to listen to today's conversation, and there's going to be a little part of you that's going to go, oh, I'm really angry. I'm really angry that I was shown all of this incorrect stuff. I'm really angry that there were little seeds of truth, and interspersed into those seeds of truth, there was so much untruth that it corrupted the beauty of who I am as a creative being. That's going to be a natural moment, but it's a fleeting moment, because when you get a waft of who you are as a creative being and you start interacting with that, you're going to drop that old story really quickly, because it's going to get old really quickly, and you're going to become enthralled with and fascinated by who you really are as a very powerful creative being. Stay tuned to the end, because at the end of today's conversation, I'm going to share with you a way in which you are already creating your reality and can create your reality from a seat of grace and effortlessness that you've never sat in before. You deserve. That's the bottom line. You deserve this information. To hear not just how powerful you are, but how potent you are. You see, you are an electromagnetic thing, conditioned to believe of yourself and to think of yourself as somehow inactive with the universe around you, unless you coordinate your thoughts into one cohesive affirmation and mutter that for 20 minutes a day, as if the universe only tunes into those 20 minutes and only hears those affirmations. You are an electromagnetic thing in permanent broadcast and dialogue with the universe. Now, there is a conversation that I started in a previous video. The video is called Your Body is a Technology That You Don't Own. There is a part 2 of this conversation, and I might just touch on it here. I'll see how today's call goes. I might touch on a little bit of it here, but there are so many layers and levels to what I'm going to share with you today. I want to give you the most basic of understandings, because that's enough. That's enough to set you free. But ask me your questions in the comment section, if you've got any that come up as I'm talking. Let's start with the most fundamental misunderstanding. That is, your thoughts and your feelings create your reality. This is true. But that when you give voice, this is a misunderstanding, when you give voice to your so-called negativity, that you're going to create negativity. Dear God, no. Understand, first of all, what thoughts are. Thoughts are narrations for your feelings. And what are your feelings? Your feelings are the undercurrent or the undertone, the energy of where you are. That's what your feelings are. Your feelings are, imagine if you could see little pockets of rainbow light. Each one of them a different shade and a different hue and a different texture and a different everything, because these are what all the different feelings that you are look like. You're comprised of these little pockets of rainbow light energy throughout the entirety of your body. This means the entirety of your body, from your little toe to your head. Every part of you is speaking. Every part of you is emitting a frequency. And here we're taught the words that we say are going to have the final say. And you can't say, oh, for example, you can't say, oh, I'm really disappointed about this, or frustrated about that, or sad about the next thing, because now you're going to create something negative. No. All of the suppressed stuff, all of the judged stuff condemns you to a density and a lower frequency that you will stay in, reside in, and continue to broadcast and emit and dialogue with until you shift yourself out of that. And the only way that you're going to shift yourself out of an energy is to work at the place that you're stuck, which is energetically. My comment section is filled up every single day with people asking me analytically, how do I fix this? How do I let go? How do I feel my feelings? How do I? There is only so much that an intellectual understanding is going to give you, and it's going to be very, very limited. And this is what social media affords us. This is the platform that we've got. We're using it to the best of our ability. I'm here giving you words, allowing these words to give you a new understanding. Nothing wrong with that. But it's limited. Helpful, but really limited. The real work is energetic, because the real essence of you is energetic. The real creation of your reality is energetic. In many of my videos, I remind you that my online community exists because that's where the energetic work takes place. It must. There must be a container that supports that level of energetic work. But this information that I'm giving you here is that. It's information to enrich you, to liberate you, and to free you. You want to take the next level, dive deeper? You can. You want to take this, work on your own? You can. Thoughts and feelings. These are the raw ingredients, the very misunderstood raw ingredients of reality creation. Your thoughts describe your feelings, right? That's what they're doing. There are people that say that what you say, like the thoughts that you say, so if I say, I am confident and beautiful, I am confident and beautiful, and if I say that enough, that I'm going to be confident and beautiful, and that my life's going to reflect that. Same with a bank account, whatever it might be. Imagine the judgment that you're going to sit in and set yourself up for when you feel really bad about yourself one day. Oh, I failed. Oh, my affirmation's not working. Oh, it's because I've done it wrong. The entire teaching of reality creation was set up to make you sit in a soup of judgment and negativity. Oh, and you know already that it works in many regards. I've done it countless times. Pull into the parking bay, the best parking bay at the shopping mall. Why? Because I have driven there going, the best parking bay is waiting for me, and as I get there, it's going to open up, and it does. It just does. So there is scientific proof, and there is life proof that reality creation works. It's just not in the way that you think that it does, because you've never come to terms with how powerful you are as an infinitely energetic thing. Just think about that. What an infinitely energetic thing. You exist multidimensionally. You create multidimensionally. Imagine if you could tap into yourself at those levels of existence and interact with yourself as energy. You would then become a very potent creator. You would then not be limited to using thoughts alone, and you would then not be relegated to this idea, this constricting, limiting idea that says, I can't acknowledge how I feel because I feel trauma or depression or anxiety or panic or whatever it is. I can't acknowledge it. I can't deal with it. I can't work with it because I'm going to create something negative. That is so harmful. That is such a toxic, judgmental poison. And that's going to set you up for so much difficulty. So I want you to please let go of this idea that you don't have license to be you, because you do. And that stuff that is suppressed, it isn't who you are. It's stuck inside of you, but it becomes embedded into and interwoven with your identity when it gets suppressed, when it gets locked into place because you judge it as wrong. You don't give yourself permission to deal with it and to heal it. And there's so many times where something gets triggered because it's time to heal it. And then there's people fighting. It's like pushing against the river, fighting against the force of the universe, trying to push down everything that is rising to the surface, because your soul knows and the universe knows it's time to deal with this, it's time to heal this. But there you are with your intellect trying to push it back down again because no, it's too negative. I can't let all of this trapped stuff out. You cripple yourself as a creator being with that kind of thinking, and you will not grow and you will not evolve. Because why? That compacted negativity, trauma, pain, whatever it is, doesn't make you wrong. It is simply an energetic package. Remember, I spoke earlier about what energy is. It's little rainbow lights dotted all over your body, both in and around your body, that comprise the totality of you. And now you're locking something into place, and it gets in there long enough, it starts showing up as you. It starts misrepresenting itself as your identity. Because the moment you attach shame and judgment to something, it becomes embedded into you. Now it's not free to leave, and now it's emitting. Here's the thing. It's emitting this permanent 24/7 signal to the universe. So let's use that silly example I gave you earlier. I'm beautiful and confident when I don't feel beautiful and confident, right? Let's just say that that's the example. Let's just say that in that example, the person using that affirmation really feels terrible about their appearance or themselves or low self-esteem or whatever it is. Somebody once called them fat and it sat with them, and now they think that they're never going to be worthy in somebody else's eyes, whatever the story is, right? That's all suppressed. Now what you're trying to do with the affirmation, I'm beautiful and confident, I'm beautiful and confident, is put this lovely layer, kind of like a band-aid. You're putting this lovely layer over a wound. The universe is trying to bring the wound up. It's trying to trigger that wound, and you keep pushing it down, slamming it down, embedding it into your divine template where it emits this 24/7 broadcast signal. Now you're going to create, counterproductively, you're going to create the very thing that you don't want because you've suppressed it and not allowed it what every feeling and emotion wants, and that is safe passage through you. It wants an exit point. Those pockets of energy, they simply want to pass through you. Grace and ease, to be let go. We're going to talk a little bit more about letting go. I have let you know already that that's an energetic experience, not an intellectual exercise. But nonetheless, I'm going to talk a little bit about that towards the end. Thoughts narrate the feelings. Feelings are the underlying energy that comprises the totality of you, that when you release them, because you're now not in resistance, instead you're in acceptance, when you release these thoughts, do you know what happens? You're free of them. Now listen to this. When you're free of a thought and feeling, knowing always that the thought is secondary and the feeling is primary. Listen again, the thought is secondary, the thought's just the narrator. The feeling is the real undercurrent, the literal current of energy that the thoughts are describing. So you can see how thoughts are not as important as you might have been led to believe they are. The feeling that those thoughts are describing is what matters. Here's the thing, when you release that feeling, you're free of it. You're free. Literally, you are free to be you. To broadcast then your own electromagnetic signature energy. This is why I always talk to you about your truth, your truth, your truth. Remember your truth. Connect to the truth of who you are. Because when you're in that alignment, you become this powerful substance, this powerful energetic presence on the planet that now sends out a broadcast signal that is potent and pure. And you never have to worry about disguising, using our example from earlier, disguising that thought of, oh, I'm not pretty enough. Oh, I'm not confident enough. I'm not beautiful. I can't face the world. I can't interact with people. I can't get a lover, a partner, be treated well, whatever it is, based on all of those anxieties and insecurities. You see, you never have to cover it up again with words. You never have to use affirmations when it's not there. So the idea behind reality creation is to remove the toxin, remove it, don't cover it up, release it. So now you're getting a bigger picture, right? Which is okay. That means that our sticking point in this whole thing is that we haven't been able to release. We haven't had the energetic technology available to us, and this is the truth, to enable true, lasting, effective release of congealed, stored emotions. Which is why We've resorted to using words to try to temporarily alleviate the symptom that is the trapped pain. See, you can use affirmations and they will have temporary but not lasting effect. What if you never had to convince yourself that you're beautiful and confident, or perhaps in your case, it's something different. Perhaps it's, I am wealthy and abundant. You'll never have to convince yourself of something that you already are. That's insanity. Why would you affirm what you already are? Instead, you would just be it. I want to give you the most potent piece of information, and here it is. You never have to create your reality. You never have to consciously make a list. These are all the things that I want. Now I'm going to set about creating it. I'm going to put in my order with the universe, kind of like filling in an order on Amazon. 1 of these, 2 of these, 3 of those, 6 of those. Oh, and 1 of the... You never have to create this list that is your reality, your perfect reality that you want, and then convince yourself that you're worthy of it and keep holding visuals and pictures and words in your mind. It's such work when you are simply it. You don't ever have to create your reality when you can be your truth. So you see, you don't have to create the reality that you want. You only have to be the truth that you are. And when you are the truth that you are, you're emitting, you're broadcasting in your sleep 24/7. It's operational, it's working. Your energetic exchange is taking place. The same energetic exchange that's taking place as you listen to me right now. Right now, you are in dialogue with the universe. Right now, you're listening to me, but the universe is listening to you. What are you emitting right now? You're emitting all the things that you're not verbalizing. You're emitting all the things that are trapped and stuck. You're emitting all the things that you haven't acknowledged. All of the failures or the fears of your own failure that you haven't given voice to. And nothing can override what is. In other words, when that energetic experience is congealed inside of you because it's been judged and shamed and suppressed because of that, you cannot release it. You cannot be free of it. You only can convince yourself temporarily out of it. But you are now potent and powerful enough to liberate yourself. I witnessed the galactics. I've connected with higher dimensional beings for much of my life, and I've had the blessing of witnessing how they walk in the world, how they hold themselves as 5D beings and beyond. They think it's ludicrous that we do this, I am beautiful and confident, or I am wealthy and abundant. They think it's ludicrous, not in a judgmental way, just in a, oh God, humanity, bless you guys, you'll get it eventually. But no, that's not it. They would never create something. They would be the truth of who they are and bring potency to that and shine a light on that and embody the truth of who they are, deeper, bigger, broader, wider, more expansively, when they want to call something into reality. They become more of the truth of who they are, and they know this. And this I want to share with you. This is so powerful. You will have the universe as your co-creative ally, co-creating reality with you. When you're broadcasting your signature, your original signature energy, and you will have created unknowingly things that you could never have even dared or dreamed to ask for more perfectly than you could have ever dared to call forth. This happens when you trust your vibrational truth to create for you the reality that is more perfect than the one that you could dare to ask for. This is the truth of who you are as a creative being. Now, there are so many follow-ons to this conversation. I want to talk to you about this video that I mentioned earlier. Your body is a technology that you do not own, because there's another missing link. And the missing link, and I just want to give you this in closing, the missing link, you're going to start listening to it in Your Body is a Technology You Do Not Own. Our bodies were wired to create reality skew, to create reality in a very distorted way. Our bodies were wired that way. We're being put back into balance again and back online again. There is a course. I'm going to put the details in the description box below. If you're on YouTube, that's where you're going to find it. There is a course that I'm doing that's going to support the realignment of that, kind of like the earth having a skew axis, you know, that 33-degree tilt. Our bodies have had exactly the same thing. So we were set up to create reality in a very distorted way. As we come into alignment, energetic alignment, we begin to create in harmony with the universe. So there are many layers to today's conversation. I want you to know, though, that the sticking point that I spoke about earlier, which is release, the idea of releasing energy, releasing stored toxic substances, this is exactly your next step. So dare to acknowledge what you have suppressed. Dare to validate what is already broadcasting inside of you, whether you verbalize it or not. Through that validation of it, you are beginning the process of acceptance. Acceptance is the remedy to judgment. Judgment is what locks the stuff into place. Acceptance is what sets it free. You are here to set yourself free. No one's going to give you a key and say, there you go, get out of jail free, there you go. You are the key. You are the only one that was ever allowed to set yourself free. Let it start now. Let it start today. All my love. Speak to you really soon. And let me know in the comment section what questions you have. Bye-bye for now.